Sammy, how'd you get the job here?
Yeah, so I actually went to school at EKU in Richmond, Kentucky for Parks and Recreation. And then while I was in college, I was working and was doing a seasonal internship here. Definitely opened my eyes as to what a naturalist does and how important outdoor recreation is just for every age
So
group.
what do? You do a lot.
Do a little bit of everything. Yeah, I love my job. I try to focus on education and recreational engagement for folks. But on top of that, we also help with the pool. I assist with like wildlife rescues, trail rescues. I'm the safety coordinator for the park. So not only do I want to make sure the guests are safe, but I want to make sure all the employees are safe. But my favorite part is just to talk to everybody. I get to meet so many different people, pet so many people's dogs, which is so fun because I love dogs. But really focusing on just preserving the natural resource, and for me, educating the younger generations on how important it is to be a steward for these resources.
How did a girl from New York State get into eastern Kentucky in not the middle of nowhere, but certainly you're far away from a lot of things here.
Absolutely. It's about a 12-hour ride when I go home. And I'm actually from upstate New York, so very close to the Adirondacks, which looks just like eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
So if you've never been there, you should check it out. So I kind of always grew up being an outdoor enthusiast. My family, we've always canoed and camped and hiked, so it's just already in my blood. And when I went to college, I was like, oh, I can get paid and do that for like a full-time job? Absolutely. So that's kind of what led me here. And then when I did my seasonal internship, I was just very fortunate that a full-time position opened up and they were like, hey, you should come back. And I was very, very lucky to have that opportunity.
Tell me a little bit about the skylift, because this is an amazing ride here, and we're pretty far up now, aren't we?
We are, yeah. So the skylift was established in 1967. It's about a 20-minute ride from the bottom all the way up to the top. If we have a lot of people who are afraid of heights, and I tell them I would ride it anyway, because you can see like we're not too far up off the ground, and we have one little incline here, but it's just a beautiful view up and down, and it's a great way to get up to the bridge and still be able to experience everything if you maybe have a lot of kids and you don't want to hike up, or if you're not at the capacity to hike up the trails. This is a wonderful opportunity.
When we get up to the top, we're going to see a very beautiful sight, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So when we kind of get off at the top of the skylift, we will be near our lookout point, which lets you see the natural bridge in its whole length. So that's a beautiful opportunity. A lot of folks don't really know to go over there, but it's the best photo to get all of Natural Bridge. And then once you get up on the top too, we'll be able to go out on top of the actual arch and kind of look out into the area of the Red River Gorge.
What is it about the Red River Gorge that you think attracts so many people?
It's a trick question.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of things. I don't think there's one separate things that attract people, but I think the fact that we're pretty local, so we're only about 20 minutes from Stanton, we're about 45 minutes from Winchester, and maybe like an hour 15 minutes from Lexington. So we're right here off the Mountain Parkway, exit 33. We're super accessible, and I think the Red River Gorge just has a vast variety of activities. You can camp, you can come to the park and hike, you can hike in the Red River Gorge, you can canoe, you can paddleboard, you can bird watch, you can stay in a treetop house. There's so many things that we try to offer for folks, and I think that's a big like crowd drawing in for us.
You know, with these Chuck's Big Adventure trips, we've literally been all over the country, but I don't think there is a state park system that does what Kentucky does.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that?
I haven't been to too many state parks, but I have heard from, like, we have lots of other visitors. Like, we get folks from Michigan, Ohio, Florida, and that seems to be the common theme is there's just so much to do in Kentucky, and each Kentucky state park is different. So whether you come to Natural Bridge once or twice, if you go to Cumberland Falls, totally different experience. So I think that's a great opportunity too, because you can just hit all of them while you're here.
Right. So what's your favorite park that you've been to in Kentucky?
Well, I love Natural Bridge.
Yeah.
For sure, is definitely where I've kind of grown my roots and got my home kind of started here. Next park I would recommend folks to visit is Pine Mountain State Resort Park. So actually all of Kentucky State Parks as a whole is celebrating their 100th anniversary this year.
Wow.
So we were established in 1926, but the Kentucky State Park organization has been operating for 100 years. And Pine Mountain and us were one of the first 4 original state parks. So Pine Mountain's another great park to check out if you have the time.
Yeah.
Cumberland Falls, the Niagara of the South. Everybody loves Cumberland Falls. Beautiful view, especially if you can time it with the moon bow. You'll see a nice rainbow over the falls. And then, of course, like I said, I'll always come back home to Natural Bridge.
Tell me about the history of this park.
So in 1915 is when the park kind of first became established as a tourism attraction. So we have a railroad tunnel that our Hemlock Lodge is built right on top of it. So I can try to show you all later if you're interested. It's pretty crazy once you look at it. And folks are typically familiar with the Nada Tunnel in the Red River Gorge, which is a one-lane tunnel. So the same railway company, it was called Louisville and Nashville, actually had the land for like a tourism boom. And then they decided, hey, we're going to donate it to the state. You know, we've done all we can do out of it. Let's go ahead and make this a state historic preserve site. But in early 1920s, folks get a train ticket from Cincinnati to Slade, Kentucky. So early 20s, how much do you think their ticket cost?
$15?
Way less.
Okay.
10 cents.
10 cents?
In 1920s. Yeah, 1920.
That's a long train ride.
It is, yeah, long train ride. It followed the Kentucky River, so it was a scenic train ride on top of that. And they were able to dock here at our Hoedown Island, which is, we still have an established area. They'd hike up the original trail, which is our most popular, most historic trail on park, and then they'd see the view that we're going to see once we get off the top of the bridge.
Wow.
And every Saturday night, just to keep the true Appalachian tradition alive, we do live Saturday night square dances at that Hoedown Island where folks would get off the train. Yeah, so it's really fun. We try to, for sure, believe in and instill that historic culture to everybody in the area.
Now we're on the skylift and we are going up. This was established in 1967,
That's
right?
correct.
So it's been a while.
Yep, it's been a little while.
How far up are we going here,
so
Sammy?
it's roughly a 500-foot elevation change. So, which it doesn't seem like it if you look like the view behind us. We're pretty high up now.
Yeah.
But it's a great ride.